After a homecoming miracle, you guys remember I was here live reacting to it. I was going crazy. Terpsville, Flex Zone fans. The Terps, after the 29-28 miracle victory over USC, face the Big Ten rival, a team who already beat USC, Minnesota Golden Gophers, as a matchup between 4 and 3 teams. As these teams inch closer toward bowl eligibility, 6 wins. Who will have the edge Saturday afternoon at 3:30? Who gets the win? Can Maryland follow up such an emotional win with a road statement victory and become 1 win away from becoming bowl eligible for the 3rd straight season? God's favorite host, Maryland Terps fans, we're back another week. Sack that subscribe button. Make sure you tune in. Leave a comment down below. Sound off. Let me know your thoughts on the game last week or this week coming up and what you look forward to seeing. And hit the like button. Hit stick it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Hitting that bell and to let you know when all of my Maryland videos and beyond other content on the channel. Great content comes out each and every day. Just the flagship podcast, wrestling content, so much more. I can't even name it. But check it out and let's get to the game preview because I got my live reaction last week after the miracle win. Let's get into Minnesota and see what the keys are for the Maryland Terps to get to 5-3. And hopefully last week's victory is a sign of things to come. Maryland 4-3 travels to Minnesota, who is also 4-3. Maryland 1-3 Big Ten. Minnesota 2-2 in the Big Ten. Saturday at 3:30 p.m. on Fox Sports 1. Fox Sports 1 loves Maryland Terps. Well, they love the Big Ten because Fox is able to 10, but you get it. Minnesota 4.5-point favorites. I spent some money down on the Terps, but the series record: Maryland leads 4-3, 7 times so far. What is at stake? I'm glad you asked. The Terps rally for a 29-28 homecoming victory over the slumping USC Trojans. I said in my recap, this isn't the juggernaut world championship or national championship contender USC. It's kind of a down year for them. They don't have the talent they once had, but a win over a program led by Lincoln Riley. And I said, hey, USC, you guys want to send Lincoln Riley over to Maryland? I'll take them gladly. I don't think this is an adjustment year for a lot of teams coming to the Big Ten. You got to have the big boys up front in the trenches to win. You can play fast and throw the ball horizontal all over the field, but you got to be physical. You got to win in the trenches and be able to run the football. So the Maryland's pretty much reinvented their bowl eligibility, but you have some road games coming up against Oregon and Penn State, including today's game against Minnesota. Not much time for error. Maryland has won a bowl game each of the last 3 seasons, the longest run in program history. I said 3 straight times. I'm sorry. 4th straight year. This will be the Mayonnaise Bowl probably. Bobby Ross took them 3 straight years, but hey, it is what it is. The Gophers got their pretty much season turned around with the win over USC 3 weeks ago. Basically, they're off a bye, so they do have an advantage there. They're looking to maintain their momentum, and I hope as it is homecoming for Minnesota as they enter a daunting November schedule themselves. But really, it's a must win for both teams because both teams have a tough-ass schedule coming up because Maryland has Oregon after this. And Minnesota, they have Illinois, well, obviously Maryland on Saturday, at Illinois, number 20 in the country, literally Oregon this week. At Rutgers, not going to be easy. Penn State comes to Minnesota, number 3 in the country, and go to at Wisconsin to end the season. So maybe the Rutgers, if they beat Maryland, that would get them to 5. Then they got Rutgers, and then Wisconsin. So they have a chance, even if they lose today or Saturday, against Maryland, become 4-4. They could beat Rutgers and probably beat Wisconsin. But then Wisconsin's on the road. I don't know, Wisconsin has Penn State this week. How does Wisconsin show up against them? Time to tell. But I do think Maryland, if they can win today, have to go to Oregon, unfortunately. They would only need 1 more. They got Rutgers still. So that could be the game they could get some eligibility as well. Now we're looking forward to in this game. Maryland has to start fast. We know the crowd's going to be electric. It's homecoming. We saw how it was down at College Park. Got to start fast. Got to play mistake-free football. We got to play mistake-free football. Got to play mistake-free football. Can't turn the ball over. Can't have a lot of penalties. Have to be disciplined. Third, offensive line. Continue to play better. Get 1% better. I use with the Ravens each week. Offensive lines get 1% better than the week before. Between the time of the game, after the game, throughout the week of preparation, practice, film study, working out, private workouts, rest and recovery to the next game day, get 1% better. I think they played their best game of the season. Allow Billy Edwards to have time, get the ball to his weapons, run the ball. They can run the ball well. I'd like to see them get more of a push up front, but I think Minnesota is really strong on the back end, so there could be an opportunity this week to see more of running the football from Billy Edwards and Hemby, Ray, McDonald. I think start fast, play mistake-free football with the penalties, being disciplined, no turnovers, all that stuff. And I think it's very important, Mike Locksley, call a clean game. Know what your team needs. You're on the road. You're playing in a hostile environment. This team already beat USC. You probably think you're a pushover. It's homecoming. They say it's an easy win. Take them out of the game. Draw up plays to help your offensive line to continue to look good. Get the ball out quickly with the screen passes like we saw. Use RPO. Use the read option. Use Billy Edwards to use his legs. Use these running backs as receivers. Spread the ball around, not only to Felton, to Prather, but we saw Wise and Howard and guys out of the backfield making plays. Utilize the strengths of this offense. You have a lot of weapons. Spread the ball around. Run the football. Don't just run up middle with a dive or an ISO play or give us some zones, give us some tosses, give us some pitches. Let guys like Ray and McDonald, who have the twitch and speed to make you miss in a fumble, get outside. Then use him like Derrick Henry to pound them with the zone stretch or the toss or a nice big dive up the middle, something, a sweep. You have to call a good game, Locksley. Those are three things I'm really looking forward to. Start fast, play mistake-free football, obviously not turning the ball over, penalties, and Locksley calling a clean game. Billy Edwards. I want to see Billy Edwards continue to be a leader. Play Billy ball. Play Billy ball. Don't turn the ball over too much. Make the plays when you need, whether throwing or running the football with your legs. Take what the defense gives you. Don't be aggressive and limit, like I said, limit the opportunities they have. Win time of possession and convert third downs. I think defensively, find a pass rush. And in my opinion, continue to force turnovers. You got to find a pass rush and continue to force turnovers. I think a lot of times he had a lot of time last week to throw the football, and it was just easy pickings. They did a good job against the run thing against Woody Marks. He didn't get a lot of touches. I think he really only had one run over like 10 yards. I think both teams did a good job against the run. So I think if they continue to be stopped running against the run, make Minnesota one-dimensional, pin your ears back, and defensively, I know they got a lot of guys in the defensive room. Let's be creative. Draw up some blitzes, draw up some different things to use or try to confuse Minnesota. But Ty Felton against Minnesota, the DBs, that's going to be the matchup I'm watching. Ty Felton, who leads the Big Ten in receptions with 64, receiving yards with 803. He's on pace for over 1,000, has logged 5 games with 9 or more catches, most in the FBS this season. So they wanted to get to him early and often last week. They did. I think getting the ball to Ty Felton early and often forces the defense to have to respect him. You have to put 4 eyes on him at least. So that's 2 guys. That can then open it up for how many times is Prather one-on-one and Billy Edwards has an easy throw or Wise. They get a lot of one-on-one because of Ty Felton. Use that to your advantage and lighten up the box. That will then allow you to run the football more. And if the Terps do want to come out throwing the ball to set up the run, I'll be okay with that. But just take what the defense gives you. Protect Billy Edwards. The offensive line can play well enough. The Terps will be in this game. I like the Terps to cover. I actually like the Terps to win. I thought they would win this game for the season. But I think this could be a game where it could be I feel like it could be an ugly, grinded out Big Ten, not necessarily sloppy, but black and blue. Tighten your chin strap, put on your big boy pants, and go to work, clock in. It's going to be a blue collar showdown. I think so. But the Gophers have a deep secondary. They rank 2nd in the FBS with 13 interceptions, so no turnovers, Billy. Play clean. 4th with an average allowance. They only give up 139.6 pass yards per game. So they're very stingy against the pass, and they're 5th with pass efficiency of 95.15. They got a hot quarterback who's playing well in Billy Edwards, the best receiver in the conference, Ty Felton, in a Maryland offense that put up 29 against USC, going against a defensive secondary that only gives up 139.6 passing yards per game. So it's going to be tough to throw the football, but I do think they have to utilize Ty Felton as, if anything, a decoy. I'm not expecting crazy numbers from him this game, but if he can be used as a decoy, lighten up the box, allow other guys like Prather to have one-on-one opportunities, I love it. Look out for Glenn Miller on the defensive back for the Terps. He's been fantastic this season. He's safety, nickel cornerback, 3 interceptions, 27 tackles, a fumble recovery in his 5th season as he's a senior. 3rd on the scene with interceptions and tackles. I'd love to see a big game from Glendon Miller, flying around, hitting people at the line, knocking the ball loose, forcing a fumble, getting some interceptions. We need that on defense. We got to impose our will. We can't let them win the line of scrimmage and be the more physical team. Daniel Jackson, a Minnesota wide receiver, another wide receiver, who leads the team in targets, 61, 42 receptions. He leads them in receiving yards, 451. 7th in program history for career receiving yards. He's only 122 to pass Raven and former Gopher, Rashad Bateman, who we love, who is in the NFL with him as well. Maryland's comeback from 14 points was his biggest fourth-quarter comeback since 17 points against Minnesota in 2020 on October 30th. So pretty much 4 years to the day. The Terps had the most passing yards per game in the Big Ten. So that's going to be the key matchup. The passing game of the Terps with 313 yards a game, and they're 9th in the FBS after leading the league last year. Talia Tagovailoa. It's going to be important to watch. They throw for over 3. They throw for 313. They only give up 100 and what did they give up? 139. So something's got to give. But I think the Terps have the advantage as quarterback because Coy Parrish, who leads the Big Ten in interceptions, has 4. I talked about Glendon Miller, guys like him back there roaming around. Let's go get 1 or 2 against him. He is a freshman, so I think defensively it's going to be important that they do try to confuse him, throw different looks at him, zone blitzing, some stunts, creativity on defense. I think is going to be important because I think if you can gather him, you can cause some interceptions. Guys like I said, Miller back there as well. Gophers quarterback Max Brosmer is on pace to set the single-season program for completion percentage held by Tanner Morgan with 68.1. Tanner Morgan has 66.9. So interesting. As mentioned, Minnesota is 4.5-point favorites. Minnesota, 4-point favorites. Over under 45.5. So they have a high-scoring game. I guess both teams mid-20s. Now, the weather is saying it's going to be 58 degrees, but it looks like it's going to be rain. You know, this is the time of year heading into fall, end of October, heading into November. Minnesota is not going to be the best place for weather. And they play outside. So there's going to be evening showers, a thunderstorm, then it becomes clear. It's going to feel like 36 degrees, wind northwest, 8 miles per hour, gust of 16 miles per hour, 61% cloud cover. So there could be some showers, potential thunderstorms. I don't know if that will cause a delay, possibly. Oh, I was looking at the wrong day. Saturday. Saturday is going to be, Saturday is going to be 59, partly sunny, feel like 61, 57. Oh, only 5 mile per hour winds. Oh, no, it's going to be great in Minnesota. The weather actually all weekend is going to be good. 59 Saturday, 65 Sunday, 74 on Monday, 59 on Friday. Today was actually trash. So it's going to be in the 60s. It's actually going to be ideal conditions for football. I thought it'd be a little more. I didn't think the Terps will score 30 last week. I just feel like it's going to be a defensive game. And when I Ravens review you guys and say, I think it'll be close. I think that 4 points. I think the Terps cover it, but I'm feeling Terps. I'm rolling with the Terps. I think they get the win. I think they become 1 game away from being bowl eligible. I thought this was one of the games before the year they would win against Minnesota. I think they should be able to beat Minnesota, even though it's on the road, even though it's homecoming. You just beat USC. Let's go get a win. Let's ride the momentum. Let's circle the wagons. And Locksley, let's continue to show why you should be the guy leading this program. Billy Edwards, continue to do what you're doing. Offensive line, get 1% better. Tom Felton, do what you do. They have not played a receiver like you all season. So whether he makes 7 or 8 catches or he only has 7 or 8 targets, maybe he only catches 3 or 4 passes, him on the field will force them to have to put 2 guys on him. They only give up 139 passing yards a game. The Terps throw for over 300. The winner of that matchup is going to be very, very important. And with that being said, hey, we know they're stingy against the pass. Mike Locksley, be creative. Throw on some runs. Use some screen passes. Get Billy Edwards out of the pocket. Use some RPOs. Use some read option. Use some bootlegs. And make them have to decide, are we going to play back, stop the pass, and just give up 4 or 5 yards of carry? Or are we going to come up, try to be more physical, come up to the line of scrimmage, try to stop some of those easy throws, and then you can throw it over your head to Ty Felton, to Prather, to Howard, to Wise, and whomever else may show up today for the Terps on Saturday. But It's going to be interesting to see. I'm excited to see it. I'll be here, as we know, talking probably after the game or the next day. But sack that subscribe button if you're new still. Flex Zone family. Sound off down below. Leave your favorite comment. Give me your predictions. Give me a key to the game. What you looking forward to seeing? Do the Terps get to 5-3? 1 win away from bowl eligibility. We know they got to go to Oregon next. Well, excuse me. That will be on the 9th. On the 9th, number 1 Oregon. Then Rutgers. Then Iowa. Then at Penn State. So you need 2 out of the next 5 to 6 in bowl eligibility for the consecutive year. I think will be good. It's kind of the least they should be doing, to be honest with you. Getting 8 wins and getting to a Mayo Bowl. We need to be thinking long term, next level, and getting to double digits. And you got to be, you're supposed to be. And I think Minnesota is one of those teams. I think it's a close game. I think the Terps cover. I think it'll be a lower scoring game. I'm going Terps 24. Golden Gophers 23. I think it's going to be a last second, another nail biting game. I'm going for another 1-point margin of victory. Terps, led by Billy Edwards in the offense, leads his team under Mike Locksley's play calling down the field for a game-winning last-second field goal. I know the special teams of the Terps has been a little shaky. It's been a little unwavering, but I think it's going to be very, very important to see what they do, because I think it's going to be very, very imperative that they get some confidence in the special teams with the rest of the season. Big shout out to Brian McPherson, the MVP of the team, the special teams especially, the punter. It's going to be very, very important. And let's see. I want to see what they do. I want to see them. Billy Edwards drive down the field on the road on homecoming against the opposing team. You won on homecoming last season. Now go out and take the hearts from them, take the soul from them, and beat them on their home field for homecoming. Give yourself your 5th win, 1 win away from bowl eligibility. And you circle the wagons, and this is a launching pad victory. Let's see how they end the rest of the season. We know what's going to happen with Oregon. We know what's probably going to happen with Penn State and maybe Iowa. But we have to be patient and see how they do this week. I think if they can win this week, this will be what they need. It'll be about where I had them in the season. And they could be 1 win away from bowl eligibility. But I'm going with the Terps. Last second field goal win on the road to beat Minnesota 24-23. I'm taking the Terps to cover the full-point spread. I'm thinking more under. But sound off down below. What do you say? Subscribe. Hit that like button and hit that bell. Leave your favorite emoji, if anything, and let me know your thoughts on the game. And what else you want to see from the Terps? Are you excited from the win last week? Is this what they need? Do you have more faith in Locksley? I think Locksley, like I said, has earned himself at least through 2025. Got some guys coming in. It will be a tougher schedule. Then we can really assess the head coaching position of the Maryland Terps. But I'm signing off. Go Terps. Saturday afternoon, 3:30. Fox Sports 1, Maryland Terps Radio Network, and report on the Flex Zone podcast, where we give you all the chance how you win when you need it. Have a good day, everybody. I'll talk to you later.